We are underway. Coming down to Gordon. Gordon gets it at his own 10. He'll bring it up across the 20. He's tackled there and going to be wrestled to the ground. Not able to gain much after he crossed that 20-yard line was Josh Gordon of Princeton High. Maybe a 12-yard return overall.
Josh Gordon's hoping to have a big game here to conclude his high school career. You know, he was one of the ones that got off to a great season for Princeton High this past fall and then ran into a high ankle sprain injury and that sidelined him for the rest of the year. And he's pretty much had the entire winter to rehab that. Now he's hoping for a big game tonight.
Mark Newland going to work from under center here on first down. We've got some early movement and flags are thrown on both sides of the line. Looks like we may get a free 5 yards for the offense. We'll see. Waiting on the ruling here from our officials as they meet right in the center of the field. Again, the ball spotted right at the 20-yard line or 21-yard line with a 1st and 10. It's going to be an offside against the red defense, making it now a 1st and 5 from the 26.
It's one of the things, of course, Dan, that these players, you know, they're so hyped up for this game, haven't had a chance to hit anybody in 6-7 months, so they'd love to be a little anxious on that line.
Newland under center again, backs in an eye with Jack Dennehy spread out wide to the right. Sean Reed gets the call out of the backfield. The tailback going to run it up for a 1st down and a little bit extra to the 35. So the blue team able to move the chains on their first offensive possession of today's game. Sean Reed, definitely a very talented runner out of West Windsor North, broke the 1,000-yard mark this past season.
And he's very quick. He gave up an opportunity to be part of that great West Windsor track team again this spring so he could play lacrosse, and he's got elusive moves.
Newland once again under center with Dennehy spread as the lone receiver to his right. Backs in an eye. Handoff goes to the tailback. Reed, a nice dance through the middle, and he's got another 1st down up to the 49. A gain this time of about 19 yards on the carry. Sean Reed sets up another 1st and 10 at the 49 for the blue team. Just on their home side of, or sorry, their side of midfield.
As we said, Sean Reed has got great, very elusive back. He's got big-time potential. The only problem is he's not real big, but he can make up for it with his speed.
Absolutely. Gets another handoff here. Tries to tut it back towards the middle of the field. A gain of about 5 yards here, so still a pretty decent pickup as he's able to cross midfield and brought down right in the center of the New Jersey Lions emblem in the middle of the field. It's going to be a gain of 4, so 2nd down and 6 coming up here for the East team. Moving from right to left on your radio dial or computer screen. Mark Newland out of Nottingham High, the quarterback, back up under center, backs in an I formation. Standard I formation, and again it's to Reed. They're going to ground and pound. This time the defense ready for it. They swarm, and it's a gain of only 2. So a 3rd down coming up here, the first of today's game. As the tackle made there by, I believe, a few of the Notre Dame representatives in today's game. In Conrad Mims, and also
Conrad Mims coming up from his defensive back position. He had an outstanding career for the Irish. Headed to Sacred Heart University up in Connecticut.
We're going to have Newland in the shotgun for the first time today. It is 3rd down and about 3.5 to go with the 1st down marker at the West team's 41. It's a running play out of the backfield. The fullback tries to stumble his way forward. He's going to be close, but appears to be a few inches shy, maybe a yard shy.
Is that trying to catch a number on that? Was that Mike Reel?
It was the fullback, and I would believe it'd be Reel coming out of the backfield there.
Yeah, with these bright sun here, and our eyes going bad.
I know.
It's tough to read some of these numbers.
It's been so long since we've done a football game, George. I forgot that you need your binoculars at a football game, you know. So we have a 4th down and less than 1 to go. Blue team's going to go for it. Power running formation with 2 fullbacks. And then the tailback gets the handoff, hit immediately, but still able to keep his feet pounding forward to get the 1st down. Nice carry this time by Gary Sharp out of Petty. So it's a first down and 10 for the East team coming up here at the West 40-yard line. Again, moving right to left on your radio dial with the opening possession of today's game, which has already gone over 3.5 minutes. Newland under center. Mark Newland out of Nottingham. 2 receivers to his right. Hands off to Reed, dancing out of the backfield. And he is going to be brought down close to a first down. Sorry, that's Gary Sharp on the carry, not Reed. But both of them very similar runners. Fast with some good speed. All right. Sorry, speedy with some good power. Good moves.
Not only do we have a little bit of trouble here because we're kind of far away, but you think, Dan, the numbers. You got Gary Sharp wearing 21, Josh Gordon 22, and Sean Reed 23.
It's going to be tough to keep up, but we'll do our best. We get some early movement on the defense, pointing across the offensive line, saying that someone drew them offsides. We'll see what the call goes to. The first flag came from the near side of the field, though, and the movement on the far side of the line. So you would think that maybe they didn't see the movement, if any, on the offense. It's going to be an offside against the red squad, so again, that does hold true there. It may have been the case where one of the offensive linemen moved first, but being that the official only saw the red team jump on the far side of the line, that's who gets called.
Moves it down to about the 26, 27-yard line.
First down and 10 still here in the first quarter with no score, 7.5 minutes remaining. Again, some movement on the defensive line, but he's able to get reset before the snap. Newland going to turn and hand it off. A lane is open, and running forward is the tailback this time. And I believe that was Gary Sharp out of the backfield. Close to another first down. He's going to be brought down at about the 24-yard line, leaving him about 2.5 yards to go. 2nd and 2, we'll call it. Ball is spotted at the west 19-yard line.
A lot of weapons in this East offense. We've seen 3 of the running backs already. Newland, remember, he threw for 1,500 yards last year.
Oh, I know. He was one of the biggest surprises in the CVC. He's going to put the ball in the air for the first time today to Dennehy. Touchdown right in the back of the end zone. Big Jack Dennehy out of West Windsor, Plainsboro South, makes the grab. And the East team strikes first, 6-0 our score, 6:41 to go in the first quarter.
Well, Jack Dennehy, who had a great career at West Windsor, Plainsboro South for Todd Smith's Pirates, as a junior, put up some huge numbers, 32 receptions. His numbers were down last year because the Pirates didn't throw the ball. Once Connor Farrell graduated, he didn't throw it as much, but Jack really, he earned himself a scholarship to play at James Madison, one of the top Division I AA programs in the country.
Well, the extra point attempt is up and about as good as it can get as Brian Veaton, the veteran kicker out of Princeton High, puts it through the uprights, and it'll make it an even 7-0 lead here for the East team in this first quarter. 6:40 to go. We'll have the red team with their first offensive possession coming up right after this message. And welcome back,
Merrill Reed,
as we get set to see the first kickoff for the blue team, the East squad, in today's game. A nice touchdown connection between Mark Newland and Jack Dennehy gets them on the board first. They lead it 7-0 here in the first quarter. 6:41 to go. Brian Veaton going to come on and get set to kick this one off to the West return team, which has Keith Sherman, the running back out of Lawrence High, and David Abenaya, the running back out of Ewing High. A very deadly combination waiting to return this kick. George, I don't know if I'm Veaton. I'm thinking I'm going to put this one a little bit short to maybe the 30 and not give either of those guys a chance to bring it back.
Yeah, they certainly had the potential to do that.
Here's a bouncer that gets up off Abenaya's legs. He's going to try and make something out of nothing, and he's not going to be able to, as the coverage team right there to bring him down. And he gains only a yard, maybe 2 on the return. The ball going to be spotted at the west 12-yard line for a first down and 10. Jordan Diaz on the tackle. Diaz coming out of Hamilton High.
Jordan Diaz, you kind of feel for Jordan Diaz. He had an excellent career at Hamilton as a linebacker. Got hurt. He missed the Thanksgiving Day game. Here's a kid. He went up to Hofstra University. All set. They were going to sign him to a scholarship. Comes back 2 days later, finds out that Hofstra dropped football.
Oh, man.
So now he's going to Wesley College down in Dover, Delaware, a good Division III program.
Colin Clifford fakes the handoff on first down. He's going to look deep down the field. He has a receiver, and there is going to be a flag thrown. 2 flags thrown, as a matter of fact, as it was clear pass interference on the defense. Haley Gartner, the defensive back out of the Petty School, trying to make a tackle on the receiver, and that was pretty sure that was Abanaya coming out of the backfield as a wide receiver. The ball was 5 feet away from him when he was tackled, so not a heads-up play there. It's going to put the West team right around the 30-yard line, I believe. Because, of course, in high school football, it's not like the NFL where the ball comes to the spot of the foul. You go 15 yards or half the distance if you're down by the end zone. Ball going to be spotted at the 26-yard line, so the West going to gain about 14 yards on the penalty as they move left to right on your radio dial.
It's one of the things you're going to find is, these players, they don't know anything, especially some of these prep school kids, they don't know anything about the guys on the other team. They haven't scouted them. They don't know what to expect.
Clifford going to work from under center this time. Backs in an offset eye with the strong side to the right. Running it is Agbanaya out of Ewing. Leaps over a man and keeps on going across the 40 to the 45. What a play by David Agbanaya out of Ewing as he hurdles a man and keeps on going and picks up about, we'll say, 20 yards on the carry as they're going to spot the ball at the 46.
Yep, you're right. 20-yard pickup for David Agbanaya.
So the West, another first down. 2 big plays here to open up their first offensive series. 2 receivers split to the left with the backs again in an offset eye. Agbanaya has a little bit of a fumble problem here with this one, but I believe he was able to bring it back into his control before he was brought down at the line of scrimmage. Kind of bobbling it from hand to hand, but able to reel it back into his chest and keep on going.
Agbanaya had a huge year for Ewing. He 1,274 yards, 14 touchdowns in every game. Defenses were key to stop him, and they couldn't stop him.
Yeah, it was no secret that he was the guy to stop.
He's got great speed. He was part of a great Ewing relay team this past spring in track.
First pass play that's completed in today's game. It comes out to the right side from Clifford, and it's going to be caught by Justin Burke of Bridgewater. 5'11" wide receiver. Picks up about 7 yards on the play. It'll be a 3rd down and 3 coming up here for the West with the first down marker at the East 39. The ball spotted at the East 42-yard line. We've got Sherman and Agbanaya working out of the backfield together. A pass to Burke, the same play just to the far side of the field this time. Incomplete off his hands. And this will bring up a 4th down here with 5:21 remaining in the first quarter. 7-0 our score. The East team with the lead, and they are about to get the ball back as West has decided to punt. So that West offense, although they don't get a touchdown, did move the ball pretty well and showed that they do have the potential for some big play ability. Here is the punt going to get sent sailing away from Dylan Kelly out of PDS. Comes down, and it is caught by Dennehy at the 5. He gets it up across the 10, brought down at the 12. On a nice tackle there by the coverage team. So it'll be a 1st down and 10 coming up here for the East. Their second possession of this first quarter. They have it at their own 12-yard line, leading 7-0 with 5:11 to go.
You know, last year's game was really one of the most exciting games they've had. It went down to final minutes before Dave Twomley, who's now at Penn, came up with a big return and set up a touchdown by Brian Alston, and then Twomley threw for the clinching 2-point conversion.
Handoff from Newland on 1st down. This one not going to gain much as Dan Donasso out of Steiner going to be brought down almost immediately. Gain of about a yard. So 2nd down and 9 coming up from the 14. As the sun begins to set a little bit more here behind Lions Stadium, you see the shadows making their way out onto the field. I'm sure we'll have the lights on within the next half hour or so. But a great crowd on hand here tonight, and still more people filing in as this game continues. Newland going to work from the shotgun. Split backs to either side. He's got receivers spread out wide. It's a pass to Donasso, who's going to launch it downfield to Dennehy. Wide open and crossing midfield. He's going to go all the way to the 25-20, 15-10, 5 touchdown. What a play. A halfback option as Newland lobs it to his right over to Dan Donasso, who played some quarterback this season due to injury at Steinert High. Lobs a bomb to Jack Dennehy, striking straight down the field. And that is his second touchdown of the game, making it 13-0 with 4:20 to go.
That's one thing about the offensive coordinator for the South team, Todd Smith.
He knows how to throw the ball.
He's got a good memory, and he knows that Dan Donasso, for a couple of years, Dan Donasso was the quarterback at Steinert. And he's a multi-talented athlete, Dan Donasso, and he certainly showed it there.
Absolutely. That pass was right on the money. Good job by Dennehy to burn his defender and just take it straight down the middle of the field.
87 yards, I got Dan. I remember 13.
Yeah, 86, 87. They were right in between the 13, 14-yard line as we have the extra point attempt coming up. Kick is up, and Veton puts it right through the uprights to make it an even 14-0 score here with 4:20 remaining in the first quarter. We'll be back with more of the 2010 Sunshine Football Classic right after these messages here. So we are getting set for our second kickoff to the red team here in this first quarter as they now trail by 2 touchdowns. But George, as you well know, and I know, that doesn't mean much in a game of all-stars where anybody can score at any time.
Well, of course, they have that rule in effect in this game in the second half where if the team losing scores, they can get the ball back.
Right after
losing by more than, I think it's
9 points or more. Yeah, it's got to be a 9-point difference as we have the kickoff come loose on the return. Red team able to get it up to the 28, and Sherman able to cover it back up to hang on to the possession. So it'll be a West ball at their own, or sorry, that was Malcolm Perry who recovered the loose ball there. But it'll be the West ball at their own 28. First down and 10.
Now, we'd be remiss if we didn't mention the honorary coaches for this game. For the West team tonight, it's Craig Wood, former coach at Ewing High, and for the East team, it's Tom Farrell, former coach at New Egypt, who's now the principal of New Egypt High School. Tom Farrell started the program for New Egypt back about 8-9 years ago.
Here comes a quick pitch into the backfield. This is Keith Sherman, who will turn it up the right side of the line, takes it to about the 33. So a gain of about 4 or 5 yards on this first down carry from the senior running back out of Lawrence.
Keith Sherman's another one of those seniors who missed a good part of his high school season because of injury, but he's back here and looking forward to headed up to Lehigh University.
Colin Clifford here going to hand it off into the backfield again, and this time Sherman loses his footing, sliding down into the back of his offensive line. That'll put the West team into a 3rd and long situation, about 6 yards to go, with the first down marker at their 39-yard line. The ball right now spotted at their own 33. 3:22 remaining in the first quarter. It is a 14-0 game. West team has gotten 2 touchdowns, added Jack Dennehy, the wide receiver from West Windsor Plainsboro South. Clifford calls out the play at the line of scrimmage. He's going to work from the shotgun with only Keith Sherman in the backfield with him, a receiver to either side. The pass going to come down to Burke. He makes the catch and turns it upfield for the first down. He gets up to about the 42 before he's finally brought down. Justin Burke, now 2 catches in today's game on 3 targets.
Guess they're pretty much alternating quarters here with the quarterbacks. Is that the way it looks to me?
I don't know. We'll have to see what takes place in the second quarter here. As Clifford will pitch out of the backfield to Sherman, trying to work it to the left side of the line, gets a nice block and will be able to turn it upfield for a minimal gain. Nice block from David Abanaya over there on the far side of the field, and Justin Burke, the wide receiver, as well, as they create a little bit of a lane and a pickup of about 6 yards on the carry. Not bad for something that looked like it may have been dead in the backfield when it first started. We're going to give them a gain of 5, so second down and 5 coming up from the West 47-yard line. Ball spotted on the far hash marks of the field. Backs in an offset eye with 2 receivers spread to the right side of the field, which is the wide side. Play action. Clifford going to dump it over the middle. Gets the catch. Big play downfield, as laying out to make the catch was Drew Semple out of Hopewell Valley. Semple dove into the middle of the field to make the grab, and that's a big gain, going to put the West team all the way down at the East 21-yard line.
That's one of those plays that you look forward to seeing on a Sunday night on NFL highlights. I mean, that was a great pass, and Drew Semple just laid out and caught that ball, dove.
That's what you want to see out of your receivers as well. Here is Keith Sherman going to come off the field.
That's one of the reasons why Drew Semple had been, nominated and selected to play in that North-South game, but chose to play here. He's going to Delaware, to play baseball. Had a great baseball career for
he did for the Bulldogs.
For Hopewell Valley this past spring.
Who won a sectional title for the first time in, I want to say either 8 or 15 years. I can't remember which of the two. But a great group of baseball players over there at Hopewell Valley who took their lumps early, but it paid off in the end as the senior class went out on top with a sectional title. Back to the live action. Colin Clifford going to be under center this time. Again, two receivers spread to his right. Handoff goes to Agbanaya out of the backfield across the 20 down to the 10. And we have a flag thrown right into the mix. This may be a face mask penalty or a hold. There's a pickup of about 8 on the carry. It's going to be a face mask call, and you could kind of see that there as Agbanaya still had his legs churning, and the defender who was there to make the tackle got his hand up in the face. This is going to put the West team down at the 9-yard line with a 1st and goal to go. 1:27 to play in the first quarter. They could use a touchdown to close this gap.
So what, half the distance penalty?
Yeah.
So he would have taken it to about the, he would have carried to about the,
He got down to about the 13-yard line on the carry as we get a quick toss to the left intended for Justin Burke. Going to fall incomplete as that one was a little bit high and out in front of him, so out of his reach. Stops the clock though with 1:13 remaining in the first quarter. Again, don't forget that if you miss any of today's action, you can read all about it in tomorrow's edition of The Trentonian. George O'Gorman and Rick Fortenbaugh with the coverage. And you can also catch Kevin Maloney's coverage in the Trenton Times and Rich Fisher with fishforscores.com. Clifford under center. It is 2nd and goal from the 9. Pitch goes to Agbanaya, tries to take it through a lane in the line. It's going to get to about the 6, maybe to the 5 as he's brought down, and the clock will now start to count again as we are into the final minute of the first quarter. Been a pretty exciting game, though, to start so far, George. Both teams getting some nice plays. It looks like the West team is finally getting into a nice rhythm on offense.
Looks like it could be a potentially high-scoring game, too.
Nothing wrong with that. Down to 38 seconds left in the quarter. 3rd and goal from the 6. Clifford will work again with 2 receivers to his right. Handoff going to go to Agbanaya. Finds a lane. He's down to about the 2, pushing forward. And it does not look like he's going to be able to get in. He's going to be down to about the 1-yard line, 1.5-yard line, judging by our near side official. Clock down to 14 seconds. And it looks like the West is still going to try and punch this one in. Malcolm Perry and tight end Nick Brackett going to check into the game out of Lawrence.
Trying to catch the numbers on some of those linemen in there for the
well, we're going to
doing the blocking. Those guys in the trenches deserve a lot of credit. We don't always get to notice them. I got to try to catch them as they're coming off the field here.
All right, well, the first quarter has come to a close in the 2010 Sunshine Football Classic. 2 touchdowns from Jack Dennehy have the East leading by a 14-0 score after this first quarter of action. We'll return with more right after these quick messages here on 91.3 FM WTSR. Back here to Lions Stadium for quarter number 2 of the 2010 Sunshine Football Classic. I apologize there as having a few issues with our CD player this evening, but again, it's going to be a 4th and goal from about 1.5 yards out for the West team. Handoff goes to Agbanaya, pushing forward. He's going to lay out, and did he get across the line? No sign. It is a touchdown.
Now it looks like he got stopped and may have coughed the ball up too.
You are right, George. You are absolutely right. He got stopped. So I apologize for the mix-up there, but it looked like our far side official signaled in while the near signaled no go.
Well, it's the first game, Dan. We got to get used to it. You know?
Yeah, it's true. I mean,
we've been doing baseball for.
We've done baseball, basketball. We've had everything in between.
Been, I guess, since what December since we were able to.
Don't forget we had lacrosse as well.
Yep.
But anyway, back now to the East with their third offensive possession here in this first half. They've scored on the first two. It's going to be a running play on first down. They'll get it up to about the 3 or 4 yard line on the first carry.
Is that Josh Gordon? Again, it's those numbers 22, 21, 23.
You know, I honestly could not catch it that time. He came from the far side of the field and darted right up the middle.
I think he picked up about a yard.
Yeah, he got a couple. He got
Josh Gordon.
It's going to be a 2nd down and 8 coming up. In the backfield right now, we have Michael Reel and Josh Gordon. So I would assume that Gordon got the carry on first down.
Is Nolan still the quarterback? Do you see Mike, or is that Mike Ollentine from Princeton is the quarterback right now? He was the other quarterback on this team. He's number 2.
Yeah, you're right. Ollentine is in. He'll work from under center this time.
So I guess what they're doing is Todd Smith probably going to
alternate each quarter.
Alternate each quarter with his quarterbacks.
So Ollentine gets the snap, rolls back out to his right, bootlegging, being chased by a defender. Just going to have to tuck it and run. Takes a bad fall out of bounds. And it looks like he's not going to gain much other than a yard, maybe 2. A generous spot will give him 2. But the way he went down looked kind of dangerous there
like
as his leg bent.
Was that Aiden Epley-Schmidt from PDS that pulled him down? Looks like he got him up high.
Well, that's what Ollentine was signaling to the officials, said he got my face mask, but no flag thrown. So we're going to have a 3rd down and about 6 coming up.
2 Princeton boys colliding there, Princeton High and Princeton Day School.
Well, you know those schools love to fight each other in each sport. Basketball season in particular, that's always a great game. A few minutes into this second quarter.
Ollentine coming off a big lacrosse season, too, for the Little Tigers.
He works from under center here. Again, backs in an eye. 2 receivers spread to his left. Ollentine calls for the ball, gets it, hands it off. Cutting up the middle. This is going to be Reed on the carry. And he will get the first down up to about the 12. The East team rotating a lot of different players in, really trying to keep the legs fresh coming out of the backfield, and with the skill position players as well. Really no set philosophy or rules as to how you have to get your players involved, just kind of on the coach's discretion.
Well, that's like Todd Smith was saying the other day. You know, you only have these players for a week. You don't have a lot of time to prepare. You just go on their experience and just keep it basically simple.
Ollentine going to work from the shotgun this time on 1st and 10. Gordon gets the handoff out of the split position to his left. He will not gain much as he's brought down right at the line of scrimmage. So no gain on the play. 2nd down and 10 coming up here for the East squad.